Hello, you guys. It is Daniel WIAFE with Vegas Divorce Pros in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I'm coming at you with another informative video which will help you get divorced and give you some information on what to do, okay? But before I get started, I am a non-attorney. I am licensed by the state to prepare documents, but I cannot give you legal advice because I'm not an attorney. So everything or any advice, any teaching that I do on this video, it shall not be construed as legal advice. If you do need legal advice, please seek the advice of a licensed attorney, okay? That being said, you guys, let's talk about how a person would go, or what my clients have done in the past when they want to get a divorce out here in Las Vegas or anywhere else in Nevada, but their spouse refuses to sign the papers, okay? Now, the cheapest and the quickest way for you to get a divorce out here in Vegas is to do a joint petition, okay? It's where both people sign the paperwork, you take it to the courthouse, you pay the filing fee, which on average is $2.99 as the date of this recording, at least out here in Clark County, Las Vegas, okay? Within about 1 to 3 weeks, the judge will typically sign off on the divorce decree and you guys are officially divorced, okay? But sometimes life doesn't go as easy as planned, does it, okay? So a lot of my clients, they have spouses who refuse to sign the papers, okay? So what do you do in that instance? Here's what many of my clients have done, okay? So you do what's called a complaint for divorce, all right? The complaint for divorce is a document which only you need to sign, okay? So you will be the plaintiff, you'll sign the papers, and you'll state what you want out of the divorce, okay? So you're gonna state in there that you are seeking a divorce from your spouse. Your spouse will be the defendant, okay? And then you're going to state whether you guys have minor kids together. If you do have minor kids, you need to state how the child support will be drawn, what the visitation will be. You need to talk about what the legal custody will be, the physical custody will be. You need to talk about the visitation rights and all that, okay? You need to also state how you want property to be divided, how you want debts to be divided, especially community property and community debts, okay? Whether there's gonna be spousal support paid, and then also on top of that, whether the wife should return back to her maiden name, okay? Now keep in mind, if you're the man and you're seeking a divorce, you can't force the wife to be restored back to her maiden name. That's always gonna be her choice, okay? And so you do the complaint, you take it down to the courthouse, you file it, you pay your $2.99 court filing fee, and then you also need to get what's called a summons issued, okay? The summons is going to basically state that the defendant, which is your spouse, has 20 days exclusive of the date of service to respond back to the courthouse if they want to fight or answer the complaint that you have filed, okay? So once that's filed, you guys, you need to pay a process server or have a third party serve the papers, meaning the complaints and the summons, to your spouse, okay? You need to make sure you serve your spouse within 4 months of the dates that you filed your divorce case in court. Otherwise, you may risk the court kicking your case out, okay? Once that person, your spouse, the defendant, has been served the complaints and the summons, they are going to have 20 days after that day to respond back, okay, to the courthouse. Now, you're going to want to have your process server fill out what's called an affidavit of service, which states that, hey, the defendant was served on this date, okay? The defendant will serve the complaints and the summons, okay? So you're gonna need that as well. Now, your spouse is going to have a couple different options on what they do, okay? They can either ignore it, which is probably gonna be for your best benefit, right? Or they can respond back to your complaints, okay, with an answer or an answer and counterclaim, okay? Now, if they respond back with an answer and counterclaim, they're basically stating that this is the part of your complaint that they agree with and this is what they disagree with, okay? And at that point in time, you guys, things are typically going to go into litigation, okay, where you're going to have to appear before the judge. You're going to have court hearings. You may go through a mediation through the court. Just kind of depends on what is going on in your divorce case, okay? But let's keep your fingers crossed, and let's hope that your spouse does not reply back within the 20-day time period, okay? If they do not reply during that 20-day time period, then you can go back to the courthouse. You can file what's called a default, meaning that your spouse is in default of answering, okay? And then once that's accepted by the courthouse, you can go back in and you can file what's called an affidavit for, you can file an affidavit in support of summary decree, okay, stating that you want the court to sign off on your decree and finish your divorce without you actually having to appear in courts, okay? And then you can also file what's called a request for summary disposition of decree of divorce, okay? And then once that's accepted by the courthouse, you can file the decree, okay? And the decree will only be signed by you, and it will have a blank space for the judge to sign and a date, all right? And then typically once you file the decree, the judge will typically take about 1 to 3 weeks. He or she will sign off on it. And then once they sign off on it, you are officially divorced, okay? Now, this process, as long as your spouse does not answer back, usually you're looking at about a 2 to 3 month process, okay? But if you need any help with doing a complaint, make sure that you contact me, Daniel WIAFE with Vegas Divorce Pros. You can go to vegasdivorcepros.com or call or text this number that you see below. Or it may just be a website, okay? But contact me back at whatever you see below my fingers, and I'll make sure that I help you get divorced. So peace and God bless you guys. I'll see you later.